Good day children, welcome to today's class. Okay. Today in this video lesson, I will be doing some revision with you. Okay. Before that, let me just revise with the portion which is there for your unit test. So as you are already aware that the portion for unit test is life processes in living organism and hereditary and variation. Okay. So we'll do revision of these two chapters. Okay. Basically, I will be doing revision of the genotype ratio and the phenotype ratio in the Mendel's experiments. Okay, so in the last class, that is before our vacation, we had done the lesson heredity and variation. Okay, as we know, there are two types of crosses there, the monohybrid cross and the dihybrid cross. I will show you how to write it down. Okay, so in today's revision class, we will do these two important cross because they are very important from exam point of view also, as it comes for 4 or 5 marks also. So that's why we are first going to learn how to do that. Okay, so I will take my pen and paper and I will show you how we make this monohybrid cross also and the dihybrid cross in the Mendel's experiment. Okay, so you too take your paper and pen and you be ready to write it down. So children, now for revision, as I said, we are going to do the monohybrid cross first. So take your textbooks and turn to page number 185. Here, as we can see, there is a Mendel's experiment of the monohybrid cross. So I will show you how we have to do this cross and how to write the ratios. Mendel's experiment of monohybrid cross. Okay. So here, as we know, we are going to bring about a cross between only one pair of contrasting characters. So the contrasting characters which Mendel took in this experiment is tall and dwarf. No? So in tall and dwarf, tallness is a dominant feature and dwarfness is a recessive feature. Okay, so we'll see the P1 generation when we write parental generation or we write P1 generation. So we have to first write the P1 generation. Okay, phenotype. Now, phenotype means how the plants are looking, how are the parents. Okay, so parents are tall and dwarf. So that is your phenotype. Okay, now genotype. Genotype means what are the genes. The tall plants have the genes capital T. Dwarf plants, we take the genes as small letter t and small letter t. Okay. Now they are gametes. Gametes means, okay, one of the characteristics, no? So TT, so the gametes, since they are the same, we'll write 1T and here one small letter t. Okay, now when they combine, so you're going to show two arrows here like this. Okay, when they combine, so we'll put a triangle here, we get the gametes as capital T of this and the small letter t. So this is the first filial generation. This T we call it as first filial generation, which is also called as F1. Okay, so that means in F1, one gamete of the tall plant and one gamete of the dwarf plant is combining to give a set of gametes which is T and T. Now of this phenotype, Means how are the plants now? Since capital T is a dominant characteristic and that is there in this, so this type of plants are all tall. Okay, so though there was one parent was dwarf, but the offspring in the first generation will all be tall. Okay, now we are going to take now this. Okay, this ends up the first part of the experiment. Now we'll start with P2 generation. So up to here we have the F1. Now we start with P2 generation. In P2 generation we are taking selfing in this. Means we are taking these two type of plants only. So this is your P2 generation. Now a phenotype. Phenotype, we are taking two tall plants. Okay, phenotype, we are taking two tall plants, but the gametes of these are what we have got in the first filial generation. Means now though the plants are looking tall, their gametes are different. Okay, so the genes, the genotype. So the genes over here for this tall plants was capital T, small letter t, capital T, small letter t. So though these plants are all tall plants, if you will compare it with the earlier one, you will see that a tall plant here has pure genes of both capital T, a dwarf plant has pure genes of both of small letter t. But their offspring has a capital T and a small letter t. Now we are taking two. Okay, we are taking two plants which look tall, but they are the plants which we have obtained in the first generation. Okay, so this is their genotype. Now their gametes. If you see one plant, this we can take as a one plant. It has two gametes, T and T. This also has two gametes, T and T. So now their different combination will take place in the second generation. So that is F2. So F2 generation. Now let's see what happens in the F2 generation. One plant we consider as male and one plant we consider as female. Okay. So we'll write male gamete. And the other one we are going to take it as female gamete. Male gamete and female gametes. Okay, so now we'll have to draw a small table for this. Our female gametes, if I consider this one as female, I know there are T and T. Male gametes also T and T only, small letter t. Now let's combine this. So this T and this T combines and you get a plant which is having these two, okay, which have these two genes. This T and this T combines, so it is a plant which is having a capital T and a small letter t. Here this plant and this combines, so capital T, small letter t. And here these two combines, so you have small letter t. So as we know, these have two capitals, so they are tall. This also has a capital T, so this is tall. This also has a capital T, so this is tall. And this has small letter t, so then these are all dwarf plants. That means, see what we understand in this experiment. Okay, so how the gametes play an important role, how the genes play. Even though in the first generation clearly a tall and a dwarf plant was taken, all the plants in those generation were tall. Okay, so though the plants were tall, they had a different set of gametes. They had a different set of gametes. In the second generation, we had taken both the tall plants. There was no dwarf plant there. But when their offsprings were checked, we saw that there are 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. Okay. So with this, we are supposed to write two type of ratios. One is called as the phenotype ratio and the other is called as the genotype ratio. Very easy to write. Now let's see what is a phenotype ratio. Okay, I'll write it. Now a phenotype ratio. Phenotype means how they look. Okay, phenotype ratio. So how they look. How many tall plants are there? In the table we saw 1, 2 and 3 tall plants. So the ratio will be 3:1 short plant. So that will be 3:1. Okay, so phenotype ratio will be 3:1. Now genotype. Genotype ratio. Let us go back to our table. One plant here has a different set of genes. So when I am writing the ratio, I will write 1:2. These two plants have the same set of genes. Capital T, small t, capital T. So the second ratio. And there is one more plant which has a different set of genes. So the genotype ratio would be 1:2:1. Phenotype ratio is 3:1. Okay. So in this way, okay, we get to know of the Mendel's experiment of monohybrid cross. So whenever we do the cross, we are also supposed to write the phenotype and the genotype ratio. Okay. Okay, now we are going to see the Mendel's experiment of dihybrid cross. As we know, the word dihybrid suggests that there are two characteristics. Di means two. So your P1 generation, the first generation, what type of plants are we taking? So what is the phenotype? Rounded yellow seeds and wrinkled green seeds. Okay. So let us see their genes. So that is the genotype now. So when I talk about genotype, means over here the rounded is a dominant characteristic and yellow also is a dominant characteristic. So I'm going to write capital R, small letter y, small letter y. And wrinkled is a recessive characteristic, so small letter r. And green also recessive, so I'm going to write green as small letter y. Okay, so that is a standard way of writing. Okay, though wrinkle starts from W, but we write with R because rounded compared to wrinkled is a dominant characteristic. Okay. Now they are gametes. As we can see, here one capital R is there and here one letter Y. Here one small r and Y. So these are the combination of gametes. Now we come to first F1 generation. Okay, in F1 generation, the first filial generation, these two combine together. So I get R, R, Y, Y. As you can see, 1 R from here, 1 R from here, 1 Y from here, 1 Y from here we have to write. Okay, now phenotype. How are all these plants? Now they have both the dominant characteristic of yellow and rounded. So all these plants are rounded and yellow. So they will all be rounded yellow seeds. Okay. So even though we had taken wrinkled green seeds, the plants in the first generation were all rounded and yellow. We did not see any of the plant with this characteristics. Okay, so this is okay of the first generation. Now let us see what will happen in the second generation. Now let us see what happens in the P2 generation. Now in P2 generation, the selfing takes place. No, selfing means the plants having these genes only are taken. So the phenotype now, we are taking both rounded yellow seeds. Okay, and these also we are taking rounded yellow seeds. Okay, but they are genes. Okay, we are not taking a pure one, we are taking the genes having which were there in the F1 generation. So that is now genotype. So genotype is small r, small r, capital Y, small y. Here also capital R, capital Y, small y. So these are the genes. Okay, so these are the genes which were taken. Now what happens is, we'll see the different combination which happens in F2 generation. Okay, so again the male gametes and the female gametes. So we have the male gamete and we have the female gamete. So you need to draw a table there. Now there are 4 types of combinations. Okay, so capital R, small letter, capital R, capital Y, capital R with small letter y. Now next is small r with capital Y and small r with small y. The same type of gametes will be in this column also. So R, Y, R, Y, R and capital Y, that is, and small r, small y. The same thing has to be repeated. Okay, now their combination, that's very easy. Okay, so this 2 combine together, so you get 2 capital R's, 2 capital Y's. Now when these 2 combine together, both are capital R but capital Y and small y. Again when these 2 combine, capital R, capital Y, because this also is capital. Now this will be capital R, capital Y, small y. So in this way we get the first table. The second table, just combine these 2. So capital R, capital Y, small y. Now here also capital R, small y. So here these 2, capital R, capital Y, small y. And these 2 now, capital R, small y. So this is my second table. Now let's take the third table. R, Y, Y. Now here also R, capital Y, small y. Here will be small r's, capital Y. This will be small r, capital Y, small y. And now my last column, R, Y and Y. R, Y, Y. These 2 now, small r, capital Y, small y. And the last one, R, Y and Y. So these are the different combination of genes which we have got. Okay. Now phenotype. Now how will these plants look? Okay, we'll see how to write the phenotype ratio. Okay. Now actually in this, the phenotype ratio and the genotype ratio, that whole brain power is cancelled. But let us just go through it. Okay, we'll not learn to write, but we'll see from this combination what did we get actually. Okay, so this whole thing is actually phenotype and genotype ratio is omitted for you this year. Okay, but what are the different type of plants we see? Okay, now let's see the first one. Capital R means these are rounded, round and yellow. These also are round and yellow. This also will be round and yellow. This also will be round and yellow. Round yellow, round, but both are small letter here. So that is going to be green. This will be round and yellow. This will be round and green. Round and yellow, wrinkled and yellow, wrinkled and yellow. This will be round and yellow, round and green, wrinkled and yellow, and wrinkled and green. So we will see the different combination is obtained of the plants. Now just see. The first one RRYY is also round and yellow, and the second one RRYY is also round and yellow, but their combination of genes in them is different. That is why the genotypic ratio will be different. Okay, so but we are not going to learn to write the genotypic ratio, the genotypic ratio here, because that's omitted. But I just showed you how to do the table. Okay. So in this way we do the Mendel's experiment of dihybrid cross. So these tables are there in your textbook. So go through them, okay, and learn how to write it down. They are very important. Okay. So that is all for today's class, girls. Okay. Please prepare well for your exam. As we know, the next week your exams will begin. Study well. Okay, and prepare well for your exam. So that's it for today's class. Thank you, girls.